I was sitting around thinking about pretty and handsome. I was just thinking about pretty handsome. And even though this was like a subliminal thing that happened to me, I wasn't so fortunate growing up. You know, you could pretty much say that for the average African American kid growing up in the United States. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like my situation was different. But when I was 12, my mom, she was always cutting dry. She wasn't under compulsion or nothing like that. She went into compulsion, but she told me like it was. And I figure it's my job to actually do the same thing now as I, try to, break into, speaking to people, motivating people, whatever. But she told me, she said, when I was 12, after my 12th birthday, right before Christmas, she was like, look, I can't get you nothing for Christmas no more. And I can remember it almost startled her that I took that in stride. Like I took it in stride. It wasn't nothing. And although I went out and started committing crimes after the end, because she let me know that she couldn't help me no more in that way, how I thought she should help me. So with this situation that happened to me, I had a friend, I ain't gonna call his name, two friends. One passed on and another one, I ain't seen him in years. And it was this guy, he was kind of arrogant or whatever, and this in step with being pretty handsome, but like I say, this kind of like a subliminal message. And he was like, man, we going to the skating rink. Y'all get up all the money y'all could get. My mama gonna let me get the car. So I went out, and I think it was like one of my best days as a kid. I'm talking about I got 5 from my uncle, I got 3 from my mama, I got 2 from a friend, my aunt gave me 10, another uncle gave me like 20, so I hustled up about 50 bucks. When we met him to go to the meet him where he told us to meet him at, he told me, where you going? I say, you say, meet here, we going to the skating rink. He was like, nah, man, you ain't getting in my mama's car. Man, I remember walking across the street as they pulled off, because I thought my other friends that was riding with him were going to say, nah, since I ain't going, they ain't going. And I walked across the street and walked down maybe like a block or two and just wept profusely. And this guy couldn't have known that this was going to be something to make me be better as a man, to step up to the plate and say, I'm going to make you wish you would have never did that. And I think about that situation because years later, he saw me and he seen me looking like I might look now, kind of, braggadocio or whatever the case may be. And he tried to speak to me and I didn't speak. And I still hold that in my head, even though I don't hold that against him, but I hold that in my head. And that's what I'm talking about now when you talk about people being pretty and people being handsome. People being pretty and people being handsome, you got a lot of people that's arrogant that take that God gave you these attributes and you think that you are just obligated because you have these attributes. We see it all the time. A normal person die, it don't make the news. A celebrity pass away, it make world news. You understand? They put it on the big screen. They put it on blast. So a lot of the times growing up, girls didn't really want to talk to me. They wouldn't talk to me. I don't know if it was because of the clothes I had on or where I stayed, but a lot of girls wouldn't talk to me. And all the years later, you understand, the tide kind of changed, and I became the one that was so handsome, and they became the ones that weren't so pretty anymore. You understand? So a lot of things happening. Now today they call it bullying or whatever. I wanted to see a cheerleader. I wanted to try to be in step with the rest of the guys, but you couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So another situation happened to me that was a gut-wrenching situation. It was this beautiful girl. This girl was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Right now today she's still beautiful. And we used to talk on the phone for hours and hours and hours. We'll fall asleep on the phone. So one day I finally built my nerve up to go to their house, to walk to their house. I walked to her house and I can almost remember it like it was yesterday. Well, I can remember it like it was yesterday. I felt so out of whack. I felt so unwanted. I felt like I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And she never called me back again after that. I never called her back again after that. I probably was about 15 years old, but it really made me feel like I couldn't approach people, so-called pretty people. And then now certain people feel like they can't approach me, but I am exactly the opposite of what you might think of me. You understand? So now today they call a lot of this stuff bullying, how people might talk down on you or say certain things about you and put you in a certain category, you understand, and make you feel kind of like you don't belong. So I wanted to just come in and make this video. You know, like I say, I'm not doing no editing or nothing like that. So I understand that I made one too long and then it clipped at a certain time. So I know I need to be more direct and to the point. So for all the people that get a chance to see this video, if you had a situation where somebody you feel that took advantage of you because you were unfortunate, somebody that put you in a situation where they made you feel like you was below them, like you was a peasant, like they was royalty. You understand what I'm saying? Like I say, we see that all the time today. You know, so I wanted to just come on and say that and to tell everybody to keep their head up, stay motivated, stay pushing on, and stay hanging with the so-called nerds, the nerd guys, the guys that we call nerds that wasn't pretty, or the girls that wasn't so. The girls that wasn't so pretty, and the guys that weren't so handsome, they were bookworms. Those were the guys making good grades on their tests or whatever. Those guys grew up to be bankers. Those guys grew up to be realtors. Those guys grew up to be presidents of companies. Those guys grew up to be CEOs. Find yourself people that are knowledgeable here, and it don't go on just looks. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a mask that we got on here, and you still need to treat people with respect or whatever. So I have had so many of these situations where, you know, people talk down on you again about like where you stay or what you don't have, and you know, they family got this and you got that, you know, and like I say, today they call that bullying. So y'all take care of y'allself. There was a spontaneous thought I wanted to come in. I got to get a little bit more fluent when it comes to coming in, setting the thing up and getting myself together and coming in with these ideas, because that's what's going on. It's the digital world. If you're getting into being a digital creator, you got to come in and make it be known and jump on here and say what you got to say. So y'all take care of y'allself. I love y'all, TikTok world. This Dot Son checking out Northwest Florida. Later.